Dear all, good morning. I am Ms. Noble A. Paliath, Assistant Professor, Department of English, Sacred Heart College for Women, Chalakudi. Welcome to today's session on Linguistics as a Science. In the previous class, I had given you a brief intro to the idea of what is linguistics. Today's topic is a continuation of the same. I intend to borrow a few ideas shared in the previous class. So, you may find certain points repetitive. So let's get started. The word linguistics is derived from the Latin lingua, meaning tongue, and istics, meaning knowledge or science. Linguistics is defined as the scientific study of language. Linguistics is branded as the science of language. Some call it an empirical science. For some, it is one of the social sciences. According to others, it is very different from that of the natural sciences. For a few, it is not a pure science. Linguistics is related to physics through acoustics, to physiology through the very structure of the human vocal organs, and to zoology through the comparative study of the systems of the communicative systems of living beings. Now, like any other branch of science, linguistics has a definite subject matter: natural languages, living or dead. The approach and methodology of linguistics is scientific. Linguistics makes use of methods like observation, recording, and analysis to study language and its various aspects to come up with, to foreground what kind of statements are unprejudiced, objective, and verifiable statements. Now, like a scientist, the linguist observes his data using methods like simple listening, phonetic transcription, recording of utterances, using various instruments like oscillograph, chromograph, sonograph, etc. Like a scientist, he analyzes the features of language and tries to figure out the similarities and differences between them. Like a scientist, a linguist has his language laboratory also. Now, like a scientist, the linguist is constantly engaged in discovering more about languages, polishing his methods of investigation, constructing better theories, and so on. So the aforementioned points are pointers towards the nature of changeability associated with the field of linguistics. So like any scientific discipline, linguistics is also not static. Not static in the sense it is always changing. Viewpoints differ from time to time. So we can say that linguistics is guided by the three canons of science, namely, students, you have to be very particular when you write this statement, namely exhaustiveness. That's the first word that you have to keep in mind. Second one, consistency, and third is economy. Now, what do you mean by exhaustiveness? Exhaustiveness means adequate treatment of all the available relevant material. Consistency means absence of contradiction between different parts of the total statement, of the total sentence. Okay. And you have the third point called economy. Economy means prioritizing shorter statements to or over longer statements. To conclude, in sum total, linguistics may be inductive or deductive. Theory to practice, practice to theory. That's the meaning of the two terms, inductive or deductive. It may be inductive or deductive. It is objective. Objective in the sense non-interference of personal intuitions, non-interference of preconceived notions. A linguist always approaches linguistics with an open mind. Okay, open-mindedness. That's what you call as objectivity. Okay. Now, linguistics should also be precise. Precise in the sense accurate. It should be tentative. Tentative means subject to changes. It should be empirically verifiable. Why? Because it proceeds by means of 3 steps: observation, recording, and analysis. Linguistics is also systematic. Now, what do you mean by systematic? Yes, the framework that a linguist uses for his study should always be consistent. He should always adopt some kind of standardization. Okay, and the methodology or the research work should not be carried out in a haphazard manner. It should not be disoriented and disordered. So these are some of the supporting statements to conclude that linguistics is a science. Thank you so much, dear students. Until we meet again in the next video session with another concept related to linguistics. Thank you so much and stay